Yo guys, the topic of this video is going to be about, I wrote it down somewhere, watching movies or playing video games. You know me, got myself a PS5 there. Damn, look at that guys, got a fuck ton of games for it. Damn, let me double check that. Where the fuck is the PS5 controller, guys? It's all the way at the back. There we go, the PS5 controller. And I got this for my PC. I also sometimes play like emulators on my PC there. I got a gamepad controller for it. But, you know. Look at all this interesting stuff. Do you guys know what this means? You probably don't know what this means. What's that about? What's that mean? What's that mean? What's that about? I'm not gonna tell you. So watching movies or playing video games. This is like such an interesting topic. What are you better off watching movies or playing video games? Because typically, if you're into like self-improvement, etc. and stuff like that, you don't want to like do any bad habits. You want to like stay as productive as possible. What is better? In terms of like entertainment, what would you be better off? Like spending your time on like watching movies or playing video games? Nobody ever actually talks about this. It's kind of interesting. It's such an interesting topic. Watching movies or playing video games, what would be like better in regards to like productivity and maybe your personal life and etc. I don't know, something else. What would be better? Watching movies or playing video games? I don't think this has been ever like properly like this type of like topic has ever been like properly talked about ever. What is better, watching movies or playing video games? It's such a complex topic. Honestly, I can't even begin to like talk about this. It's such a complex, hard to like get into topic and stuff. Watching movies or playing video games, what is like more better? I do believe, obviously, it's like there's like some degree of subjectivity. Look at that, look at my collection there. Like, I do like showing some of my things off sometimes, I don't know. But what is like better? Watching movies or playing video games? Again, in terms of like productivity, self-improvement, etc. and stuff like that, people don't really even want to like begin to discuss this. And a lot of people, some people might say that actually both watching movies and playing video games is both equally a waste of time. So some people might have this type of opinion. Some other people might think that watching movies might be better or playing video games might be better. What's my opinion on this? Obviously, in terms of like self-improvement, you have to stay productive for sure. But sometimes we do need a little bit of entertainment and stuff. So in this type of way, what is better, watching movies or playing video games? And I'm of the opinion that perhaps playing video games is actually a lot more better for you compared to just watching movies. And I'll give you a little bit of an explanation as to why. Because typically, most people, they do tend to, like a lot of people like see video games as being like very like a big fat waste of time. They take away your time and your energy, and they infuriate you, and they have like a lot of difficulties and stress associated and etc. and stuff like that, and you're just better off not playing video games. A lot of people have this type of like strong view on like video games and etc. and stuff. Look at that guys, the PS5 on video games. You should put on my cap. Shoot, man, shit. Oh, fuck, I gotta be so careful. Actually, I think I should put on a cap. Yeah, fuck it, I can rock a cap. I was thinking about putting on a hat as well for this video. How do I look with that on? Well, I got this nice hat a while ago anyway. Let's put it on for this video though. What is better? Watching movies or playing video games? What will be better for you as a human being? In terms of like self-improvement, a lot of people like they have this opinion that games equals a big fat waste of time. Watching movies perhaps is also like a big fat waste of time. So what would you be better off doing then? I'm of the opinion in terms of like entertainment, because we do need, maybe perhaps some people like Hamza Ahmed, you should know who he is. A lot of these like self-improvement YouTubers, they'll tell you that movies is a waste of time, games is a waste of time. You should literally just be reading books, meditating, weight training all day. You should not have any type of fun time. I don't know, I think we all need a little bit of fun time, you know what I mean? Fun time to just chill out, relax, etc. and stuff like that. Look at that fucking game controller, man. Yo, fucking sick, man. But anyway, back to the topic of this video. Watching movies or playing video games, what would be better? In my humble opinion, I believe playing video games is actually, you'll be far better off just playing video games. Why? Why is that? Why is that? Why would you be better off playing video games compared to watching movies? I believe it's because, specifically, it's because of the fact that video games, they actually challenge your mind, your mentality, your mindset. When you're playing a video game, you're actually interacting with the game. Like, you can't just be brain dead and play a video game. You know what I mean? If you're just sitting down, you're not thinking too much about playing the game. You're just like kind of twiggling the controls around. You're not being like strategic in any type of way. You're not going to be able to actually beat the video game in any meaningful way or play the video game at all, because video games require quite a lot of like intellectual thinking and ability. Because we don't really think about video games as being like exercises for the human brain, do we? A lot of people just see video games as being like a form of stimulation. If any of you actually played a game seriously and properly, you'd quickly realize that video games are actually quite intellectually challenging. A lot of video games require so much like thought processing in the human brain. A lot of video games, they really force you to think strategically. It's not just about being a dumbass. You move your controller around and stuff and fucking you win the game. No, you have to think strategically, intellectually. You have to devise like some type of strategy to win the game and etc. and stuff like that. It does challenge your mental faculties quite a lot. So watching movies or playing video games, what would be a bigger waste of time? In my humble opinion, I do believe that watching movies, you're gonna be way worse off if you're watching movies, because you can be literally brain dead and you can watch a movie start to finish. Watching a movie doesn't require any type of engagement on your part, and watching a movie doesn't challenge your mentality, your mindset. Maybe in some slight ways in terms of like the philosophy and the emotions in the movie that are being conveyed, maybe perhaps in that type of way, but not in regards to like your brain actually being like challenged and forced to like conceptualize different types of like strategies and stuff. Video games are so like amazing. I don't understand where this like harsh criticism of video games comes from. Watching movies or playing video games, fucking name force you to conceptualize so many different types of strategies. You can't just move the controller around and expect to beat the video game. You have to think strategically, plan things out, carefully think about things. You can't just rush through a game and beat it. That's so fucking asinine and stupid. You can't beat a game without thinking intellectually at all. It's literally retarded. Watching movies or playing video games, what would be better off? I do believe so that playing video games is probably, you're gonna be like a lot better off playing a video game compared to like watching a movie. Movies you can literally be brain dead and watch a movie start to finish. It doesn't require any type of like mental thought processing. Think about it. Think about how you can literally be critically disabled and you can watch a movie. It doesn't require any type of critical thought processing. But a video game, if you don't have any brain power, you cannot play a video game at all. You're not even going to get past the first couple levels. You're just going to be fucking dying all the time. You're not going to beat the game at all. So in this type of way, I do believe that playing video games is actually, you'll be better off playing video games. In terms of like entertainment, for sure, playing video games, that's probably going to like spark something in your head, because again, in terms of like playing video games, you have to like it forces you to have like all of these like thought processes going on and stuff. You have to be strategic and you have to think in a very complex manner and stuff, whereas watching a movie, you can be brain dead and you can watch a movie. You get it? Watching a movie is like fucking, it doesn't require any type of intellectual faculties or whatever. You can literally be brain dead and you can watch a movie. I'm not even kidding around. Start to finish, you can watch a movie. It doesn't require any like fucking thought processing or anything like that. But a video game, that's why it's kind of paradoxical. People see video games as being kind of like mentally like they mentally drain your energy. They make you brain dead. I don't understand that, because if you play a video game, you have to think very strategically when you play a video game. You can't just be brain dead, mash the buttons around and expect to win the game. You have to think strategically. It forces you to have like these like very complex thought process and stuff like that. And honestly, I do believe that's one of the biggest reasons why playing a video game, you're probably better off playing a video game than fucking wasting time watching a movie. You can be brain dead and you can watch a movie start to finish. It doesn't require any like thought processes or anything like that. So, watching movies or playing video games, what would be better off? I got it fucking written down somewhere here. Watching movies or playing video games, this is like my humble opinion. I do believe that you're just gonna be better off playing video games. Watching movies, obviously, a lot of people would say that they're both equally a waste of time and you'd be better off not doing either of these types of activities. Maybe perhaps, I don't know, if you're very into like self-improvement to such an extreme extent, then maybe perhaps, I don't know. I believe that watching movies is actually probably compared to like either this or that, because people, they always see like video games, they're just a big fat waste of time. You'll be better off doing anything but playing video games. But watching movies, people, they watch movies and no one bats an eyelid at that. It's kind of dumb to me, because movies are actually even more of a waste of time, because movies, you're not being mentally challenged, you're not developing any complex thought processes, you're not thinking strategically. Again, you can be brain dead and you can watch a movie start to finish. But a video game, if you're brain dead, you'll never get past the first level, you'll never beat that game. Video games, they force you to think strategically, they force you to think, to have like all these complex thought processes going on and etc. and stuff like that. It's quite a tragedy that video games are so demonized, that people see video games as being like, video games, if you play video games, you're just gonna be fucking brain dead basically at the end, by the end of your life and stuff like that. It's so like tragic that people have like demonized video games so much. It's so fucking insane to me. Even though I do believe that video games are actually, they're very beneficial in so many different types of ways. But again, people have been demonizing video games for like quite a while now, and it's very tragic. It's quite tragic indeed. Because like a lot of people, they say that video games is just a waste of time, but people, they watch like football for like fucking hours. Some people watch movies for hours and etc. But video games are a waste of time. But you're watching like something as dumb as like, some people literally watch fucking football on a telly for hours, and how is that productive at all? Some people drink alcohol for hours, some people do all these other stupid fucking activities for hours and hours. But video games are a big fat issue. That's fucking so dumb. How does that add up logically? Fucking so stupid. Are video games a waste of time? Look at this snapback, man. Do I look cool with it, man? I got this a while ago, man. Shit. Got that hat, man. Look at that snapback, man. Shit. Are video games a waste of time, guys? Obviously, the topic of this video is like watching movies or playing video games. What's like worse? What would be more worse for you in terms of like watching a movie or playing a video game? What's worse off for you? I believe honestly, playing like video games, you're probably gonna be better off playing video games than just watching movies all day. The video games are so like demonized. I don't understand it. Some people watch movies for hours. Some people watch Netflix or some other dumb shit for hours. Some people fucking smoke all day. Some people take drugs for hours, and some people fucking drink alcohol for hours. A lot of us, we do so many fucking retarded activities for hours and hours, but but video games are like a big fat issue. That's so fucking stupid. How can that fucking add up? Some people like fucking literally watch fucking football for hours. How's that productive at all? Some people fucking smoke cigarettes for hours. How is that productive? There's some people, a lot of us, we do so many fucking dumbass activities, but as long as we don't play video games, we're gonna be productive. It's so fucking stupid, man. Video games are so like, they're demonized for no good reason. It's so fucking retarded to me. Obviously, video games can be like, I would agree that it can turn into an addiction, and it can take a lot of time away from your life. That type of time that gets taken away from your life, that time could be put into something more meaningful. Perhaps maybe becoming like starting a music career. You could learn how to sing and become a rapper or something. Maybe, perhaps, I don't know. But video games, compared to like watching movies or playing video games, what would be better off for you? Honestly, I believe that playing video games is probably like, it should be the least of your worries. Especially, video games are not as bad as they seem. Video games challenge you intellectually, mentally. They force you to think in a very strategic way. They make your brain have all these like thought processes and stuff, and you get forced to think strategically and stuff. There's so many different types of advantages to playing video games. It's so fucking paradoxical to me that video games are so demonized. But like some fucking retard at like a pub or a bar, he watches like football for hours, and he's not, how is that productive? Some people, they watch movies for hours. How is that productive? Some people watch fucking Netflix for hours. How is that productive? But video games are the issue. So you see how fucking stupid that is. Video games are perfectly fine. Fucking hell. Obviously within reason, obviously, because it can turn into an addiction. Obviously, everything's within reason. Obviously, you shouldn't be playing video games for like fucking 24 hours a day. You should be within moderation. Still, it's just fucking outrageous to me that some video games, they're so demonized. They're put into such a bad light for no legitimate reason. Again, some people fucking watch football for hours. How's that productive? Some people fucking watch movies for hours. Some people watch Netflix for hours. Some people do, we do all these dumbass fucking activities, but video games are fucking bad. It's so fucking stupid. How does that add up, man? It's so dumb, man. Fucking hell. How does that add up? Some people watch football for fucking hours and hours and hours. Some people fucking watch all these other dumbass things for hours and stuff. It's fucking, how does that add up at all? like obviously it's all personal and subjective, but video games are, watching movies or playing video games, I would say that playing video games, you're probably better off playing video games than watching movies. At least with video games, you're forced to think strategically. Video games, they kind of invoke like all of these like complex thought processes that happen to your brain when you're playing the game. You can't just be fucking not you can't be brain dead and expect to win the game or beat a game, any type of video game. Video games are so like demonized. People watching movies for hours. How is that productive? Obviously, it's all personal and subjective. Some people, again, movies, that might just be some type of like source of like comfort for them and stuff. Maybe perhaps they might like the philosophy or the emotions conveyed in the film, or etc., or the storytelling, or etc. And it is all personal and subjective, obviously. But what would be a bigger waste of time? Obviously, that's still personal and subjective. But watching movies or playing video games, in my opinion, I think that you'd be better off playing the video games. There's so many like worse types of activities that you could be getting into. Like, again, some people, they watch fucking football. They watch football for quite a while and stuff, and how is that productive? Some people, they do all these other dumbass activities for quite a while, and how the fuck is that productive? How the fuck is that productive? You get it? Playing video games should be like the least of your worries, especially as a young man, because you could be like getting addicted to drinking alcohol or some other dumb shit. Video games should be like the least of your worries. I'm telling you guys. Should I take the hat off? Ooh, there I am. Should I put the hat back on? I don't know. Video games are not as bad as they seem. They challenge you intellectually in so many other types of ways. Playing video games or watching movies, what would be a bigger waste of time? Obviously personal and subjective, but in my humble opinion, again, video games are probably a lot better for you. They force you to think strategically. They challenge your thought processes. They make your brain think in a very complex way. So whereas when you can literally be brain dead and watch a movie start to finish. The point of this video is that video games are so demonized. They're put into such a bad light. It's almost as if people make it out to be like that. Video games, if you play video games, you're just fucking wasting your life. You're pissing your life away. But some people, they watch movies for hours. Some people watch Netflix for hours. Some people do all these other dumbass activities for hours. Some people watch football for hours. It's so fucking stupid. But with video games, if you play video games, you're gonna be a fucking loser. How the fuck does that make sense? Obviously, it's all personal and subjective, and maybe perhaps you shouldn't even be doing any of these bad activities. Like maybe you shouldn't be watching movies or playing video games at the same time. You can just be like meditating, weight training. Hamza Ahmed, you can watch his YouTube channel if you want to know what I'm talking about in this regard about like self-improvement, etc. But anyway, watching movies or playing video games, what would be better off for you? I do believe that maybe perhaps playing video games should be like the least of your worries. Fucking hell, I look brain dead. Fucking hell. Playing video games should be like the least of your worries. I'm telling you, friend, there's so many other fucking horrible things that you could be doing. You could be fucking... Some people literally watch porn as well, pornography for like fucking hours. You could be doing that. That would like be so much worse for you and stuff. Video games are actually kind of like alright. They're very decent. They're not the end of the world. Again, the reason I'm making this video is because video games are so fucking demonized. It's quite insane to me that video games are like, they're put into such a horribly bad light, and it's not for any good reason. As to why? Because some people watch football for hours, some people do all these other dumbass activities for hours, but video games are a waste of time. So fucking, obviously it's personal and subjective and stuff like that. So, you know, I can't fucking say anything in a very clear, objective way, but you know, it's fucking so dumb to me. Some people watch movies for hours, Netflix or other dumbass activities, they do it for hours, but video games are a big fat issue. That's so dumb to me. I don't know. Obviously it's all personal and subjective, but it's something for you to really think about, I guess. I don't know. Video games or movies would be a bigger waste of time. Fucking hell. Hopefully this fucking camera doesn't overheat. I got this new equipment on my camera. Fucking metal cage and an external power bank. Hopefully this fucking fixes the overheating issue bullshit I have been dealing with since like last year and this year. Fucking hell. Anyway, that's a big fat fucking side tangent, but watching movies or playing video games, what would be better off? What would be better off for you? I don't know. It's personal and subjective. I think video games are not as bad as they seem. Video games are oftentimes put to such a horribly bad light. I don't understand why. Because video games, they challenge your thought processes and etc. and stuff like that. They make you think more strategically and intellectually and stuff. I don't know, but you know, in terms of this video, watching movies or playing video games will be better off for you. I think playing video games, you'll be better off. I think video games are not the end of the world. They're not the worst thing that you could be doing with your time. Some people fucking watch football, movies, Netflix all the time. You know, how is that productive anyway? And I think that's about it, guys.